What's this? This is just an amazing tool of immersion. Hello, it's me, Timo Austin. No, I'm kidding. It's me, Notidle, and today I want to talk about Skyrim's signposts. But before we start, I want to ask you guys a real serious character-defining question. Have you ever played as stealth archers? No, I'm kidding. Obviously, you filthy peasants have. What I really want to ask is, have you ever used fast travel in Skyrim? Well, obviously, all of us have used fast travel in Skyrim, right? But my real question is, have you ever tried playing Skyrim without fast travel? In many open world games, it is very common for some players to play without fast travel because they hate themselves. No, I'm joking. It's because they are unemployed and have nothing to do. I'm joking. It's because it may add some immersion, they may like the challenge, or they may truly hate themselves, I don't know. But for me, the first time I ever tried to play a game without fast travel was in Kingdom Come Deliverance. It was back when they released the hardcore mode that removed a lot of heads-up display elements like your health bar, and it added a lot of hardcore elements. You need to pick some negative perks, but this doesn't matter for here. It also removed your character icon from the map menu, so you have to kind of locate yourself based on what you have and your knowledge of the map and what it corresponds to, you know, the real world scenario. And also you couldn't fast travel, right? And that gave me a whole new way of experience that open world. It was really a first time for that experience. It was just as wonderful as the first time you go to an amusement park as a kid or the first LSD trip. Everything was seen through different lenses. But the thing I remember the most for me was that I was able to locate myself, not using my icons and, you know, my icon on the map and the quest markers, but actually using natural elements, like a place where two rivers merge into each other. I was almost going to say the fork, imagine Austin was going to kill me. Or just some stones on the road, maybe a crossroads you recognize. So I was able to use their somewhat crude, medievally drawn map, which was very immersive, and was able to use the realistic elements that they have, both natural and also man-made, things that would help me, you know, find my position in the world, and without me realizing that, helped me be so immersed in the game. And since I had to take my time and pay attention to the whole map and how the level was designed, right, the models, the art, I actually realized that there was so much beauty in that game that was hidden from me because when I was playing with fast travel, I ignored a lot of these elements because I didn't need them, because I didn't need to locate myself, because I could always just fast travel anywhere. And also use my icon on the map, which I didn't have on the hardcore mode. I felt a real sense of wonder, just like when you were a kid and you go to a fast food. I actually had to research this because I didn't know if they had this outside of Brazil, but I think they are called play places. You go to a fast food and then there are those toys with a lot of levels, you know, and there are these nets and foam that you can climb on, and it's pretty cool. And that sense of wonder going to these toys the first time and just being immersed, and you think you are in a castle or whatever your imagination, on a spaceship, whatever you imagine you are doing, and that same level of immersion just playing a game with some icon and heads-up display elements removed. It's incredible, actually. But there is one thing that both playing Kingdom Come Deliverance in hardcore mode and playing at play places as a kid teach me, is that it needs a good structure. Because if that play place doesn't have a good structure, then Timmy's birthday is gonna be a bloody birthday. And just like the children's playground, a game needs structure if it wants to remove certain interface elements, you know, certain fourth wall elements that would, you know, get in the way of immersion. To remove some of these, you actually need a good structure behind the game. Otherwise, the player is just going to be left without a lot of feedbacks and having to guess what is happening, right? I was able to play and enjoy playing Kingdom Come Deliverance without many of these interface and HUD elements because the game had the foundations so I could do so. Meaning that if I wanted to locate myself in the map, I most of the time had the way to do so, being using the compass, roads. There were a lot of ways that I could identify myself, even if I got lost for a couple of steps, right? And also even for the combat, there was no health bar, but you could tell if you get too many hits, your screen goes a little bit red. If you are bleeding, you see droplets of blood. If you're out of stamina, the screen goes a little bit more blue and your character starts to pant, so he goes like, you know. So there is a lot of feedback to help us traverse and go through this land without the many interface and, you know, heads-up display elements, the HUD elements that we are used to in many games. And look, I'm not saying to design the entire game with the intention that people played it without these elements, right? Because some people just prefer to play with those. But they made it in a way that if you want to play without those elements, it is totally possible, and it actually provides an amazing immersive experience. Now, what any of this has to do with Skyrim? Well, I gotta share a secret with you guys, but I don't think you guys are gonna like it. I lied about the real question. Yeah, strangers lying on the internet, I would never. But no, the real question I wanted to ask you guys is, have you ever noticed Skyrim signposts? I sure never have noticed this Skyrim signposts. I swear to God. I mean, I may have glanced at them at one point or another while playing the game, but my chicken breast-like smooth brain reptilian never realized, my Argonian brain never realized that the signposts were actually there and they had the proper, you know, directions to each town. You know, that information just went in one ear and out the other. Or in one eye and out the other, I don't know. Either way, this year I was recording a video on cozy games, and I thought to myself, what better game to try and exemplify the coziness than Skyrim, right? And I decided to download the game and add some mods to remove some markers and basically, you know, simulate the Kingdom Come experience. Especially because when I booted the game, I realized Skyrim now has a survival mode, I guess, that adds cold, hunger. You also have to sleep to recover your magicka. So it's a very interesting mode that, at least to me, added a lot of immersion, just as Kingdom Come Deliverance, and this is why I remember that game. And I decided to download some mods to remove my icon from the map marker and also remove quest icons from the compass, so I could just, you know, explore the world and actually put to the test if Skyrim could be just as immersive as Kingdom Come Deliverance 1. Spoiler, it was. And initially my plan was just to play Skyrim a little bit for the cozy video and then I would uninstall it, but I'm playing to this very day and it's been like months since I recorded the last video. I basically just underestimated how good Skyrim is at piquing your interest, especially when you are very immersed and role-playing some character. And as I said, the survival mode was a real addition. If I wanted to restore my maximum magicka, I would need to take a rest and some in or have a house so I could sleep. So thank you very much, Skyrim, for the immersive experience. Now I can fear being homeless, not only in real life, but also in Skyrim. If I wanted to restore my stamina bar, I need to eat a little bit. And if I want to restore my HP bar, I need to find a way to warm myself, get away from the cold source. And to help with my immersion, as I said, just like Kingdom Come Deliverance 1, I decided to plunder and burn an entire village. I decided to download some mods to remove some markers and some icons from the map. Oh yeah, I said there was no fast travel, but you can actually use the carriage that you have in Skyrim. I think it is pretty immersive to use the carriage. They might be a little bit of a cheat depending on how time works, but I wasn't really abusing that. And we still have to pay some gold. But the only thing I did was to download some mods so the carriage could bring me to all the 8 big holds in Skyrim instead of just the regular 5 that the vanilla has. That's still better than my city public transport, I'll tell you that much. Am I right? Guys, do you get me? While trotting my way through the Skyrim world, I realized so much that I never realized before. Mountain peaks and where they are located, rivers, places of interest like farms, mines, and even outposts get a whole new meaning, because you also need to find a place to seek shelter from the cold from time to time. And even those outposts get a new meaning because of that. Instead of just pointing your face towards the white arrow and dashing through like a mad stallion, I was actually following the road, the signpost, and if I wanted to go off-road, I would to damn well know where I am and where I'm heading and how to get back, otherwise I would just get lost for a couple of minutes. It truly felt like I was an adventurer in Skyrim, playing for the first time, even though it has been 13 years since the first time I played Skyrim. 13 years and the game still managed to 13 years and the game still managed to grasp that child wonder like playing in a place on your favorite fast food restaurant. And if you know me in real life, you know I've criticized Skyrim a lot over the years, but still I gotta give credit where credit's due. The game still managed to surprise me and provide me with new experiences. With a lot of help of mods, obviously, but still, credit where credit is due. At that very moment, after we kill all those spiders on that cave back in Helgen, no thanks to Hadvar, because that guy just stays there and appears out of nowhere like, oh hi, I'm helping, but everybody's already dead. Hadvar and I part ways. Bye bye Hadvar. There he goes. Ignoring that he's just alive because he was saved by this amazing mage. Have I told you guys I'm a mage? This is my mage leather armor, enchanted. Fortify magic and destruction. I went straight to the guardian stones to get that mage stone because, as I told you, I'm a mage. And right after that, when I was at the road, I was wondering like, I think this is the road down to Riverwood, I'm pretty sure. And it was then that my eyes crossed her eyes. The signposts. And right off the bat, I realized, oh, okay, the signposts will help me a lot. If they have more of these through Skyrim, because I never saw these, I don't know how many they got, but if they have more of these, they will probably help me a lot. This survival mode really shined after I was summoned by the Greybeards. Meanwhile, I had to plan a route to my way up there because it is very cold, we have some enemies, so I would need to grab some potions, at least some torches, and I would need, to seek shelter and be fast. I was feeling really immersed. And when I was looking at the map, I realized this, right here, right off Helgen, you can just go behind High Hrothgar and until you go up to Ivarstead and then you go up the mountains. I swear to God, I never realized that was there before. So I found a lot of different caves and I used a lot of the signposts. There is a lot of signposts in this road and it's amazing because it was a new road to me that I never took in 13 years playing Skyrim, and I was wondering, oh, am I going the right way, because it was new to me. But yeah, the signposts actually helped me. So I set out to travel, and as I said, every time I was unsure if I was going the right way, there was a signpost on the road that could just tell me I was going to the right direction. And I imagine it must be just like a medieval dude traveling alone or maybe with a couple of people, and they sometimes might wonder if they are on the right track. And if they see something, not necessarily a signpost, but maybe some rocks or something that was clearly human-made and unique to this road, they would eventually realize they are on the right track. And at the same time, as I said, props to the survival mode, because the inns have a lot more meaning right now, because you want to rest at inns and you also want to take shelter from the cold, maybe sleep until the morning so you can start our journey at the start of the day. So it was pretty immersive, I'll tell you that. As I said, the fact that we feel cold in the survival mode of Skyrim actually incentivizes us to go to the taverns. This makes it so we see a lot of quest givers in those taverns. We learn a little bit more about the place we are visiting, if there are any troubles that we can assist. And it's also a nice place to relax, listen to the music, and do the game mechanics like sleeping and buying some food. And also getting a place to hide from the cold and the winter. And that also helps create a real good balance of high and low pace moments in the game. What do I mean by that? There are the high octane moments where you are going through the fight and action, and even though you can pause the game, it is still very thrilling for the people who enjoy playing this type of games. And there is also the low pace of the game, which is like going to the taverns and just talking to people. And I think the survival mode really amplifies that and, you know, help create a good balance between highs and lows. And I love a balance like that in a game. And also bring immersion as a bonus, so sign me up. I mean, I'm already signed up. I've been playing for like months, but you get what I'm saying. But Notidle, I hear you ask. Is this worth enough a reason to make this whole long format video and get all excited like that? Yeah, part of the reason it is, but up until this point when I was playing the game, I was not sure if I really wanted to make a video about this or how I just going to recommend some mods. But then this happened. The gay bears, I mean the gray beards, gave me a quest to get some MacGuffin up in the northwest region of Skyrim. So as it was survival mode, I had to properly plan my way there because I didn't want it to use fast travel, even though I could just, you know, fast travel with Solitude, fast travel using the carriage from Falkreath. I decided to go all my way up there because it was going to be a nice journey, enjoying this new way of playing the game, and I had to plan my route, right? And I decided I would just, you know, go my way down to Helgen again, you know, down Iverstead, then Helgen, then I would just go to Falkreath, and then I would kind of do this. I did a lot of quests around here doing this route. You know, I would just go to what I think it's Rodikstead, and then the Dragon Bridge, and then Solitude, you know. And after going to Solitude and sleeping at an inn, obviously, after so long of a journey, I would go and do the quest, right? On my way up to Solitude, I just noticed this strange little thing written on the signpost right here. And it was not one of the 8 holds or any of the regular villages I'm used to seeing on the signposts. And I actually don't think I ever saw this, well, on my previous playthroughs of Skyrim. And it was written Carthwasten. Carthwasten. I never heard of that. So obviously, since this was completely new to me, I decided to go there and check it out. Obviously, it took me a little bit of time to get there. There were some dangers and monsters in the way, but once I got there, it was crazy. I never heard of this, but there they were. A new village with people, its own culture, history in the world of Skyrim, and possibly even the Elder Scrolls itself. And these people, they are having troubles just as I arrive. And as I talk to the village elder, he explains to me that he needs me to, you know, to help with some trouble because some mercenaries took over the mine. And the mines are the main source of income from, you know, this village, and they want to get access to the mines back. He asked me if I can deal with the leader of the mercenaries, and actually a little bit interesting quest because I can just go to the leader of the mercenaries and he says, "Oh, can you convince the villagers to sell me this mine because I want this mine, I want the income it provides." So you even have a little bit of choice that you can do on this quest, and it's pretty neat. But yeah, I helped the elder clear the mines because I wanted to be a goody two-shoes, and that was it. I think he gave me some crap like a pack of cigarettes and some cheap candy as a reward for the quest, and that was it. I talked to the other villagers, nothing, there was nothing there. Just a 2-minute quest. But really, it doesn't matter if the quest at the end was a little bit, you know, meh. it was really magical to find out this new place in Skyrim, and I was left wondering how many other places I have never visited in Skyrim in 13 years playing. Every corner that I looked before and that I will be looking in the future, I will be wondering, is this something new? Is this something I have experienced before? And I'll probably find out that there is a lot of Skyrim that I have never seen before. And maybe all I needed to do to actually get to find those places was just to turn off some of the HUD elements and interface elements so I could just immerse myself a little bit more. But as I said, the game needs foundation, and Skyrim's foundations are the signposts, or at least one of the foundations. It really teaches that it was never about the destination, but the signposts we make along the way. Huh? Alright guys, thank you very much. If you watched until here, by this point of the video, I thank you very much. Please leave a like, subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Tell me in the comments what you think about this, what you think about Skyrim signposts. I want to see if, have you ever noticed Skyrim signposts? Because I have never before this experience. Have you ever tried playing Skyrim with these, elements? I want to know in the comments your opinion about everything we talked in this video. If you got any feedbacks, please tell me, and ring that bell if you want to be notified for the next videos, because I will be trying hard and harder the next time. I enjoyed a lot doing this, and also I'll try to set up a Patreon. I don't know if I will have the Patreon by the time this video is up, but if you want to check it out, I'll try to make some things cool there, some making of stuff, and it will help me a lot, because this costume and the big green screen and trying to improve and get a new camera and get a new microphone and everything, it is expensive, but I don't want to stop here. I want to do more, and if you want to help me achieve this, that will mean a lot for me. And thank you very much. And also I will make the standard YouTuber thing of calling your name, and definitely everybody will be remembered. But that's it, my guys. I hope you have enjoyed. Please leave a like, subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Follow me for more news, gaming tips, everything related to gaming, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye bye.